Okay, good afternoon, everyone. This is Greg from Channel Partners in Singapore, and today I'd like to welcome all of you to the Partner Accelerator webinar, where we were going to show you how you can very simply use a more scientific and smart process and use technology through GTM Vision to recruit partners faster than ever. Spend a minute here. You can all see us on the internet under channelpartnersgtm.com. But we are a Singapore-based global organization, and we are a channel strategy software company targeting and working with, for the past 14 years, the world's top 50 IT vendors worldwide. We are the developer of GTM Vision, which we will show you later today, which is the world's first and only channel strategy software. Inside GTM Vision is the partner recruitment database and the interface that we'll be showing you today. Another line of business at Channel Partners is called Partner Revolution, and we provide a methodology to the world's top business partners through relationships with our clients to help bring business consulting to those partners to help them adapt and in many times transform their business to a world that's going to be dominated by cloud, analytics, mobile, security, and social. As you'll see today, we are the developer of the only partner database in the world of its kind that's actually smart. We use artificial intelligence software and algorithms to take your queries and to quickly identify the partners that meet your specific needs and then rank them from 1 to 20, providing for you a data set of profiles of partners, including their social media and other important information for you to contact them. As you know, that's only one part of the partner recruitment process, is identifying the best partners in the shortest period of time. But secondly, once you recruit a new partner, as we'll show you today, you need to put a plan in place to make sure that they become enabled and that they begin to create a sales forecast and start closing deals, because that's the purpose of partner recruitment anyway. So today we will be leveraging GTMvision.com, a site that I will show you in a little bit, and show you how you can put 5 simple inputs into a query to identify the right partners. At the end of the webinar, we'll show you how you can potentially engage us if you're interested, and there's 3 to 4 different ways that you could potentially leverage this platform and our services in order to drive and accelerate your new partner recruitment. As I mentioned earlier, we work with the world's 50 largest IT and communications companies. And many of these companies here that you see on the screen now are using GTM Vision and using our partner recruitment services. Myself, by way of introduction, I came to Singapore in 1993, and I was working for an American software company, setting up the channel and a hybrid go-to-market strategy through direct sales force, and a channel until 1996. In 1996, I was hired by Rand Worldwide to set up and run Asia Pacific, and we built Asia Pacific through a series of acquisitions. So I was actually a partner for 6 years. I started my own business in 2004, and we've been working with the largest companies in the world in Asia and in other parts of the world as well. We've been sold to other parts to help them with their channel and go-to-market strategy. So today, the example that we're going to show you was earlier implemented this month by Zendesk, and their objective in Australia was to recruit a new partner in Sydney and in Melbourne. From the date that they provided the query to GTM Vision, they were able to shortlist partners and be in face-to-face interviews in 12 days from the time that they defined the partner type that they're looking for. So if you employ the right strategy and use the right tools, partner recruitment, that time can be greatly collapsed. However, as I mentioned before, once they've been contracted, the question is, how do we get them to revenue? So I just want to step back for a second and think about partner recruitment in the larger scheme of things as it relates to managing a channel strategy. Many times channel managers will just automatically think that they need new partners and start recruiting, but that's actually not the right way that you should do it. We have a methodology called GTM Vision methodology, and partner recruitment starts with the definition, as you can see by number 1, a definition of the high potential target market segments that you want to target. Now, all vendors, no matter how large you are, cannot cover every single market segment or vertical. So there has to be a prioritization of what you want to target and where you're going to hit your number. Once you do that, then in step 2, you determine the capacity required. The capacity can be viewed in 2 ways. It's the capacity that you have, and then you can calculate against that capacity how much revenue they're capable of. And then secondly, the capacity you need. And for the capacity you need, obviously you have to either recruit new partners, or you can take your existing partners and make them bigger. So here you can see the entire process. Going to market, we believe, has 6 key performance areas. The 3rd area is the enablement of the partners. The 4th area is making sure that they understand how they make money and their partnership with you. The 5th area is having a plan in order that the partners are very clear on what it is you want them to do and how much you want them to sell. And then the final area, which is very relevant in today's world, is the recruitment of more capacity and different partner types to meet the needs of end users around subscription, around cloud, and around potentially managed service providers or cloud service providers. There's so many different partner types these days, and many vendors are looking to recruit them as quickly as possible. So as I mentioned in the second step, capacity is important. And in Asia, it's not unusual in the IT industry. We have growth rates of 35%. And there's just absolutely no way that you can achieve year-on-year 35% growth unless you're constantly analyzing the capacity that you have and what it's capable of, and secondly, the capacity that you need to recruit. So we have simple tools like this, like the capacity calculator. You can see there's a series of inputs in it, which at the end you can see how many partner sales reps are required. In this case, you can see the number is 2 at the very bottom. But these are scientific processes and should be treated as such. In the past, a lot of partner recruitment was done through relationships, and while that might have been effective in the past, today, as the industry continues to mature, a more scientific process is required. So when you look at your existing partners are the first place where you can increase your capacity. So I would encourage you to look at the skills and capabilities of your existing partners and think about how you can make them more productive before you go into a new partner recruitment situation. Because taking existing partners and making them more effective and productive is much faster than identifying, recruiting, and contracting a new partner and enabling them and getting them to revenue. So we use Michael Porter's competitive advantage. As you can see, it's a very simple tool with 5 steps around product and solution knowledge, marketing, sales, implementation, service, and support. And you can very easily create a scorecard, as you can see here, as we have done for one of our clients. And here they've listed their partners. There's maybe approximately 16 partners or so. And they've added an extra column on the left called management commitment. So now there are 6 criteria with a maximum score of 5, a lowest score of 1, and you can rate these 6 different categories. And as you can see here where it says total on the right side, you can then order them from the most enabled to the least enabled. Here we created a blue section, and we decided that any partner that had a score of 18, which is an average score of 3 times 6, is acceptable in terms of having the capabilities to be in a position to look for and recruit and identify new prospects and drive sales almost as if they're an extension of your existing sales force. The second thing we've done is we use a little legend here on the lower left-hand side. You can see we've marked yellow for the partners who have had a high score yet low contribution, and then in pink, the low score yet high contribution, to try to determine what can we do with our existing partners to get more revenue and capacity from them. So as you can see here, you've got a partner called Zinzar who has a very, very high score, yet their contribution is extremely low. So, these would raise many questions. You'd ask yourself, why would a company be so enabled and so certified to sell our product, yet their overall contribution is low? And then you can see the opposite. Here you have SHI, or for example, we can look at E+ technology. an extremely low score, almost a 2 in every category, yet they're contributing almost 12% of the revenue. So the question becomes for these partners up below is, if we did a better job enabling them, how much more revenue could they potentially contribute? So these are just an example of how you can look at your existing channel and improve your existing channel and getting the maximum return from what you have and what you've already invested in. Now, once you've done that, recruiting new partners and increasing your capacity may be the thing that you decide that you need to do. So now we're going to focus on the recruitment of new partners. Now, we believe in today's world that a scientific process must be used in order to identify the right partners. There's simply data and technology that's available to do that. Maybe 10 to 15 years ago, we depended on our interpersonal relationships to identify new partners, or through friends or through our network to find new partners. But now can be done using technology, as we'll show you. Second thing is, once you identify them, you need to be able to qualify them and interview them before you spend any time going out to their location and meeting them face to face, because anything that can be done to reduce the amount of time spent and have higher effectiveness is something you'd certainly want to employ. And then finally, once you recruit a new partner, it's very important to create what we call a traction plan. A very simple plan that describes what it is you want them to do, what accounts you want them to focus on, how will they get through the enablement process, and what you're going to do to support them to be able to create a sales forecast and to take the partners that you recruited and actually materialize them into revenue. So when you're recruiting new partners, all partners have what we call a strategic position. A strategic position consists of 3 elements. First, market focus. You must realize all partners, statistically everyone, sell to the same clients more than 82% of the time. It's a statistical fact, and as a former partner, I can assure you that this is true. Partners, we always sell to the same people because there's a shorter sales cycle. We have relationship, and that's how we hit our number. Secondly, on the lower right-hand corner, partners have a value that they bring to that market, and that's why those companies focus on them and buy from them, because they have some unique value. So the question you need to ask from a partner recruitment perspective is, what segment am I targeting? So you first, before you recruit a partner, you have to identify a need, a lack of coverage in a high potential market segment. And then secondly, what value should the partner bring to that segment and those clients, and what type of solution are they looking for? And then finally, on the lower left-hand side, what are the core competencies required of the partner in order to create that value and deliver it to the clients? So recruiting new partners in GTMvision has 5 steps. So I'm just going to switch over to GTMvision now so that you can see the overall process on GTMvision.com, and you can see that it starts with an overview of the strategy that you've designed. And the first step in any go-to-market strategy is the definition of the high potential or target markets, as I showed you in the methodology. So here you can see at a very high level, it's big enterprise, at a macro level, and then we get more granular and we say it's the subsegment of that market is manufacturing, and this is the product that we want to sell, and this is how much revenue we want to achieve. Once you map your accounts to the partners, as you can see here in the second step, you might realize that you're undercovered and you don't have enough partners. As you can see, I just have 2 partners here, Rand Worldwide and Blueprint Integrators. The partner recruitment that I showed you on the previous slide with 5 steps is an actual tab where you input the geographical location. So geographical location may be New South Wales in Australia. The market segments that we want to target is financial services industry with maybe hardware infrastructure skills. And we also track what other partnerships that these partners, these other companies that they may be working with. So in this case, maybe they should have a relationship with Cisco, NetApp, and HP, and I need maybe 100 million in revenue. These are the same 5 steps that you can see on this slide. The definition of the geography, So that might be a city or country location, the skills, the solution skills that you're looking for. So it may be hardware, software, networking, numerous other potential solution skills may be related to being able to handle subscription software, like a Zendesk type company. We track what vertical markets all partners sell to around the world. So if you're looking for someone specific to a vertical market, government, FSI, mining, whatever it may be, you can input that information as well as solution areas. We also track for all partners around the world what other vendor relationships. We have a very big database for Born in the Cloud. These are part of their company on a subscription model. It's one of the greatest needs that we see today across the world's largest vendors is a new partner type that knows how to make money on a subscription model, and those are called Born in the Cloud. Other vendor relationships would be related, to hardware, software, networking, endless choices in what types. And then finally, size. If you're just entering a market for a large country like, perhaps India or China, where there's a huge geography and a lot of people, you may want to start with global SIs to provide an overall market coverage. And then as you get down into the second-tier cities or get more granular in your coverage needs, then you look for smaller partners, whether it be the revenue or number of employees. So, and you can see, GTMvision, just a quick review, is that once you create your query, this will create a short list of partners. Those partners you can contact and engage, and we'll show you a slide a little bit later, the 3 ways that you can engage those partners, either yourself or by using our services. Once you create these plans for these new partners that you've recruited, here's where you would map the specific accounts for a new partner to sell to. Here's on the next tab, you would establish the revenue that you want them to achieve in those accounts, because remember, the most important thing for a new partner is to get them their first deal. So you have to be very specific about what accounts you want coverage on, what products they need to sell, and therefore, and you can see in the next tab, the enablement required based on the product that you want them to sell. And all of this information is summarized into a partner business plan, as you can see here on the final tab, where you input the objective for the partner that you want them to achieve in their new partnership with you. Here you can see in graphical representation the segments that you want them to cover. Here is the revenue that you want them to achieve. And in GTMvision, most importantly, you can input the GP, the gross profit that a partner will make, because partners don't really care about your revenue number. They want to know how much margin they're going to make by selling that product. Secondly, and probably more importantly, they want to know the services associated with that product in that segment. So here, an example, you can see I've set on a $1.35 million plan that the service multiplier would be 2, generating $2.7 million worth of business and a margin based on their cost of their resources in the country that they're in, perhaps a 45% for a GP of 1.2 million, and as you can see, maybe 10 times greater than the product margin that they're going to receive. Here you can see a summary of the product and services revenue, a seasonal forecast for what you want them to do each quarter. So for new partners, you're going to probably set it up to look something like this, maybe where they just grow a little bit each quarter, and over a 4-quarter period, they become active in participating in the market. Here's the enablement plan that you want to follow, a simple action plan, and then finally, you can just click on Partner Business Plan to go and create an editable Word document that you can give to the partner that shows the segments that you want them to focus on, the accounts, how much product revenue you want them to achieve, and the GP associated with that. And a very simple templated partner business plan to keep a consistent standard for all channel managers and for partners in terms of executing the plan. So that is the methodology. We believe that plans need 3 components. They need to be focused, which you can see. When we say focused, we mean definition of accounts. We need to make sure the appropriate resources are allocated, and reviews of a plan on a quarterly basis. Because we all know if you don't have a plan for new partners, they simply won't grow. Maybe 20, 25 years ago, when you had big brands like, IBM and HP and Microsoft and Oracle and Motorola and these big, powerful brands, would just see the brand and know that they could buy it and not get fired for buying such a big brand. But today it's different. You need a plan for these new partners, and you need to be very prescriptive of what you want them to do. Otherwise, growth simply won't occur. Now, in review, GTM Vision and Partner Accelerator, as you can see, there's a step-by-step process of recruiting partners. And just in review, always establish what's your existing status state and look at your high potential market segments and where you have coverage and don't have coverage before you start to work on your capacity. With your capacity, you have two choices. You can take existing partners and make them bigger, or secondly, you can recruit new partners, as we've just shown you, by putting 5 simple inputs into GTM Vision to create that short list of partners that meet your needs. And then finally, you have to have a plan. New partners won't achieve revenue on their own. They're going to need a very prescriptive and simple plan to get them to revenue. If you're interested to engage channel partners, there's 3 different ways that you can engage us for pure partner recruitment. First, the profiler package, and in which we give you 20 specific profile partners that match your criteria. Also, that includes 2 what we call channel as a service user licenses. Channel as a service is the name that we clients when we position this package, because essentially they're outsourcing that portion of their channel strategy to us. It's the design of the strategy and the execution, as well as new partner recruitment. That costs $3,700 for the profiler package. You would then be responsible for contacting those partners and driving the conversation forward. Some of our customers use what's called the qualifier package, where we create the list and, as described, 20 profiled partners, and then we telephone interview them and gauge their interest and provide a reordered list back to the vendor. And then finally, the comprehensive package, we will actually create that list of 20 profiled partners, telephone qualify, interview them, and then we do face-to-face interviewing, scoring of the partners. We give that information back to the vendor for them to make a decision on when they want to contract that partner, and that is the handoff point at which they then move forward with the execution of the strategy and bringing them to revenue. Channel as a service, as I mentioned earlier, we offer this to, and it's being deployed by the largest companies in the world, where they engage us through implementations of GTM Vision for each channel manager. We help them with that implementation, as you can see in step number 2 here. For some clients, they want personalized implementation, so we do 2 two-hour WebExes to train them on channel strategy methodology in the first session, and in the second session, we take their data, input it into their user accounts, and spend 2 hours helping them design their strategy. GTM Vision can also be acquired through public workshops or face-to-face workshops, as you can see in option number 4. So with that, we're right on time. It's been 30 minutes. I would like to open up the floor if there's any questions, comments, or feedback. Feel free to contact us. You can see on LinkedIn. My name is Greg Eckstein, and I'm sure that you all have our email address and website. So with that, I will just pause and see if there are any questions, comments, or feedback.